Hello everyone, my name is Deka Rofiana and I'm from class 4B. In this video, I wanna review or summary several research articles that discuss social media and English language learning. So, the main focus is how different social media platforms are used to support learning English both in formal and informal ways. Here, I collected 10 articles that are related to this topic. Each article has different perspectives, such as students' learning habits, the effectiveness of platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and WhatsApp, and also how social media can sometimes help or limit language learning. This topic also related to this my major in English education. So I will go through each article one by one. The first article. This article is basically about how university students use social media to help them learn English, not just for fun, but also to see their learning habits and what platforms they usually use. This researcher collected data through an online survey with 122 students. They also included around 11 different social media platforms like YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and others. From the findings, YouTube turns out to be the most popular platform for learning English, then followed by Facebook and WhatsApp. Most students use these platforms not only to find learning materials but also to collect researchers and interact more with their classmates rather than lectures. The next is second article. This article is focused on adult learners who are learning English as a foreign language. The main idea here is to see how social media actually supports their learning process, especially in practicing English skills. The study used a descriptive correlational design. Basically, they analyze data to see the relationship between social media use and English learning. The results show that social media can really help improve English skills like vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and also confidence. It includes direct platforms like WhatsApp and Zoom, and indirect ones like blogs and for forums. And then one interesting point is that even though it helps a lot, social media can also be distracting if it's not used properly because it's very easy to access anytime. The next is third article. This article is compares Instagram and Snapchat in English learning, especially in TESOL classrooms. It looks at how students feel and respond to these platforms in learning English. The method used here is literature review, meaning the researcher doesn't do experiment directly, but instead analyzes around 15 academic articles from different databases that are related to the topic. From the finding is Instagram show is considered more effective than Snapchat for English learning and student engagement. Both platforms are mostly used for entertainment and informal communication, so sometimes they can affect language accuracy because of slang, but Instagram still gives more opportunities for interaction and practice compared to Snapchat. And then next, for article. This article focuses on English literature students at University Negeri Medan. The goal is to see how they actually use social media in their real learning process and which platforms are the most used. The researcher used a questionnaire with 50 students. Then the data was grouped and analyzed based on how often each platform is used. The results are quite similar to other studies. YouTube is the most frequently used platform than Instagram and WhatsApp. Students usually use social media for watching learning videos, practicing writing, and sharing information. They also use other platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Line, Google, and TikTok to support their learning outside the classroom. The next is five article. The fifth article is a bit different because it focuses on fandom communities, especially Stan Twitter. It explores how people there actually learn English just from daily interaction online. The researcher did observation inside the community and also talked with several participants about their experiences learning English there. The findings show something interesting. People can learn English without really studying it formally. They get used to English through memes, repeated phrases, and daily conversations. Instead of learning word by word, they understand meaning from context. And because they interact so often, the community also help them improve naturally. And then the sixth article is about whether accidental exposure to English on social media has an impact on Gen Z. Students' English ability in Indonesia. So basically, it questions whether just seeing English online is enough to improve skill. The study used a quantitative correlational design. It involved 170 high school students, and data were collected using questionnaires, and English tests, then analyzed using statistical methods. The results show something interesting. There is actually no strong relationship between exposure to English on social media and student English ability. So just being exposed to English online doesn't automatically improve their skill. What really matters is how students understand and process the language, not just how often they see it. And the seven article. This article is study looks at whether reading YouTube comments can help students understand English listening materials better. So it focuses on whether comments can actually support understanding the video content. The method used is an experiment with two groups. One group watched a YouTube video with comments, while the other group watched without comments. After that, both groups were asked to write a summary and the results were compared. And then the findings show that students who read comments tended to understand the video better. They were also able to write more complete summaries compared to those who didn't read comments. The comments basically help them catch the meaning more easily. And many students also said that it made the video clearer and easier to follow. Next, the egg article. These articles talked about how social media can be used creatively to support student English writing skills. It also includes students' opinions about using social media in learning. The study used a mixed method, so it combines both quantitative and qualitative data. They collected information from questionnaires, interviews, and also analyzed students' WhatsApp chats to see how they actually use English in real communication. Findings show that social media can really help a student improve their writing, especially because they use it in a more natural way. A platform like WhatsApp make them practice English without feeling too formal. At the same time, teachers are also suggested to guide students so social media is not only used for entertainment but also for learning. Next, the ninth article is focused on Instagram and how it can help students improve their reading skills. It mainly looks at how features like captions, comments, and threads help students understand the text better. The study used a mixed method design with data collected from questionnaires and interviews involving 72 students who joined an Instagram reading program. The results show that Instagram helps students understand reading materials more easily. The combination of text, images, and comments makes it easier for them to catch the meaning. It also makes reading feel more interactive and less boring, although sometimes informal language like slang can still be confused. The last article is 10. This is the last article. This article is talk about TSL students who still feel less confident in their speaking skills. It also explores how they see social media as a way to help improve speaking. The study used a quantitative survey with questionnaires given to TSL students about their speaking ability and social media use. The findings show that many students still lack confidence in speaking English. And then, however, social media like WhatsApp, YouTube, and TikTok can help them practice speaking outside the classroom. So overall, social media can help support student speaking practice. But it really depends on how student use it. This is the key points from these 10 articles. We can see that social media actually has a big role in learning English. It's not only used in a formal settings like a classroom, but also in everyday life when students are just online and interacting with others. Platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and WhatsApp keep showing up as the most used ones because they are easy and already part of students' daily habits. What's interesting is that learning doesn't only happen in the class anymore. A lot of it happens outside, just from scrolling, chatting, or reaching content online. But of course, it really depends on how students use it. If it's used in the right way, even simple things like memes, comments, or chats can actually help them get used to English in a more natural way. Then the benefits is from these 10 articles we can see the benefit of social media, using social media for learning English. It actually help students improve their English just from things they already do every day online. It also makes learning feel more interesting, not only from books or classroom lessons. Then student can learn anytime, even outside class, just from scrolling, watching, chatting. Besides that, it supports both self-learning and what they do in class, depending on how it's used. And it also gives more exposure to real English from daily online interaction, which makes students more familiar with the language. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you very much. Thanks for your attention.